What's up everybody, it's your boy Walt. So I've noticed that my stream videos don't get that many views, which honestly is 100% on me. I've just been uploading them without editing them, and I myself wouldn't even want to watch just 4 hours of unedited footage. I did it to be authentic and also because it was easy, but if I myself am unwilling to watch them, I shouldn't expect others to. So I've decided from this point on to make each part of my stream a highlight reel of the chapter. But that's not even what this video is. I'm getting ahead of myself. For those confused, this is all in the context of a bows only run. I'll let past me describe it. Thracia 776 is one of the hardest games in the Fire Emblem series. And because I'm a masochist, I'm gonna make it even harder and do a bows only challenge run of the game. To keep it simple, the only rule is I can only deal damage to enemies with bows. Everything else is allowed. I do have some side objectives though. One is to recruit every character that uses bows, as well as to promote every character that either uses or has the potential to use bows. This means recruiting characters like Xavier and promoting characters like Marty and Dawson. I also will attempt to keep every character that can use bows alive. Any other deaths are fair game though. Some additional important rules. Green units aren't controlled by me, so they can do whatever they want. Stabs are allowed. Thief actions and dancing are allowed. And while it's debatable whether capturing is using a weapon, I'm still going to make it so I am not allowed to capture any units except for Lithis in 2X and for the boss of Chapter 8, as he needs to be captured in order to re-recruit Tanya and Dagdar. But I cannot do damage to capture him, hence why I need Lithis, as Lithis can steal his iron sword. Then I can capture him without dealing damage. And finally, if a character attacks an enemy with a weapon other than a bow, but they do 0 damage, I will allow it. I'm going to try and avoid this scenario as much as possible, but I don't think it's cheating, as it's an extremely rare scenario considering enemy stats are randomized, and 9 out of 10 times doing this doesn't provide much of a benefit to me at all. Still, it does feel a little cheap, hence I'm going to try to avoid doing this as much as possible. But wait, before you click off the video, I promise the title is not clickbait. So in Chapter 4, you get 0 characters that can use bows, which means we must beat the chapter without doing a single point of damage to any of the enemies. And I knew that for this particular chapter, a highlight reel wouldn't cut it. I needed to make a full-on scripted video to document this experience. And with that, it's time to take you on a journey. A journey full of triumphs, a quest filled with hardship, and an experience that turned out to be one of the most intense experiences I've ever had with a Fire Emblem game. So with that, time to jump right in and get started, right?
Nope.
So remember when I said in the bows only run description that the Dawson recruitment was required? Well, in my playthrough of Chapter 3, this happened. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so I had to replay Chapter 3. And it's then when I realized that I got extremely lucky with Lithis' con level ups and managed to get him to 8 con first try. We need him to end Chapter 3 with 8 con for reasons I'll get into later. But this time around, it takes me 6 hours of resetting for level ups to finally get Lithis to 8 con and over 90 XP. I made a highlight reel of the successful attempt of replaying that chapter, which is the footage you're seeing now. I'll upload the full highlights for that replay the day after this video goes up. So, after 6 hours of RNG hell, now, finally, it must be time to start the chapter, right?
No!
Or I guess I should say, not exactly. There are still some things we can do, but we're not out of RNG hell yet. And you can just tell, past me is thrilled. Now we've got through the now after we got through the hell of level up RNG, now we get to do it again, yay! Anyway, the very first thing we do is trade all of Machia's and Brighton's weapons to Lara, and place both of them as far forward as possible with Lara directly behind them. This will prevent Lara from being captured and put her in range to unlock the door next turn. Machia will be captured as a result from this, but don't worry, she'll be freed later. Then we open the door and have Lithis steal a Vulnerary. When he levels up, he must get a con level up to be at 9 con. The reason we want Lithis at 9 con is this makes him a unit that cannot be captured by the soldiers. As every reset, the soldier's con stat is randomized, with 9 being the highest con they could possibly have. This also gets Lithis just above the threshold to steal short lances, which have a weight of 8. These two things are extremely important for reasons I will go over soon. Every time he fails to get that con level up, we reset, and we keep resetting until he gets it. While this wasn't as tedious as what I went through in Chapter 3, this was still pretty damn tedious. And before you ask, yes, we have to return to this nightmarish RNG purgatory on every single failed attempt. And what didn't help was Lithis constantly mocking me and laughing at my pain.
Lady Luck. Oh my god, Lithis, I forgot he said that line. Lithis. Oh, Lithis.
Lady Luck my ass. Eventually, we get the con level up and I am ecstatic.
Oh, let's go! Fuck yeah, okay. We can actually play the chapter! Look at that! Isn't that a crazy concept? Oh, isn't that crazy? Alright.
The first thing to keep in mind is our game over conditions, which are Leaf, Dhalsim, and Lithis. Leaf for obvious reasons, Dhalsim because he can use bows later, and Lithis because we need him to steal the Iron Sword from the boss in Chapter 8. Any of my other units can be captured or killed, and we can still continue the chapter. So after opening Leaf's door, we are going to steal the armors guarding the door's short lances, which will cause them to run away, allowing us to unlock the top door. After that, our primary goal to win is to get these 6 villagers to be captured by these 5 armors. When an enemy captures a unit, they can no longer capture anyone else, and they will no longer prioritize attacking you. Their main priority becomes to escape. So for this map, once an armor or really any enemy unit captures any unit, they will make a beeline to escape the map on either the right or left staircases, which gets them out of the way. Now you notice we have 1 extra villager. This villager can be used to either have one of the mages capture them, or they can be used to help down here when the reinforcements come, to have one of the soldier reinforcements capture them. And speaking of those reinforcements, one thing I have yet to mention is that without weapons, our units are at a constant risk of being captured by enemies that have higher con stats than them. A majority of these soldier reinforcements roll between 6 to 9 con. There are very rare cases when they can have more, and in extremely rare cases, it's technically possible for the javelin soldier to roll 12 con, but this never happened even once in any of my attempts. So for the sake of clarity, let's assume all the soldier reinforcements will enter the map with their con between 6 to 9. This means that besides the rare event that the soldiers roll 6, meaning they cannot capture Fergus or Machia, we need to operate that these areas are major danger zones for all of my units except for these 3. Lithis, who has 9 con, Brighton, who has 11, and Dhalsim, who has 15. This means we are going to use Lithis, Brighton, and Dhalsim to block off and distract the soldier reinforcements. And we need to make sure none of our other units go anywhere near these areas, otherwise they will be captured. Lithis has even extra utility in that he can steal the short lances from the soldier reinforcements that come with them, causing them to run away. But at the same time, Lithis also has the ability to steal the short bows from these 2 armors, as well as the mage's tomes, so he can be useful against this group of enemies as well. And going back to this group, these armor units roll between 9 to 16 con, so they're guaranteed to capture a majority of my units, almost guaranteed to be able to capture Lithis, and have a really good chance of being able to capture Brighton. Dhalsim is really the only one who is almost guaranteed to be safe from being captured by them. This is the primary reason that these armors are the biggest threats on the map, and the reason why we are trying to get the villagers to be captured by these armors. We need to be mindful of the mages as well. They can roll anywhere between 4 to 9 con, which means they have a good chance of capturing any of my units that aren't Brighton, Dhalsim, or Lithis. Some other considerations are that we need vulnaries. This may seem like a very minor thing, but in order to beat Chapter 5, we need to have an absolute minimum of 3 full vulnaries, or 9 vulnary uses. It is extremely important. We also need to watch Lithis' fatigue. Fatigue stacks in Manster, and with 41 HP, this means that Lithis cannot be attacked or steal over 41 times before Chapter 8. because as mentioned before, we need him in Chapter 8 to steal that iron sword from the boss. So yeah, there's a lot to balance with Lithis, and having him distract the reinforcements and steal their short lances, having him help up top in stealing the mage's tomes and the short bows, having him steal vulnaries, and watching his fatigue. We somehow have to find a balance of doing all these 4 contradicting things all at once. We also have very limited time and need to play quickly, as the more turns pass, the more soldiers flood the screen, and the further the soldier danger zone will expand and overlap with the armor danger zone, and it will eventually grow to cover the entire map. So yeah, that is a very generalized overview of the strategy we are employing and the things we are keeping in mind while playing the map. With all that out of the way, let's get to the first attempt. We start by rescuing Lara, then rescue dropping her next turn to unlock the door for Leaf in the gang. We then unlock Villager Door 1 and start grabbing them, and we also steal the short lances so the armors blocking the top door move out of the way. After we finish grabbing the villagers, we unlock the top door with Lara and then rescue drop her out of the way. However, I already messed up as the way I rescue dropped her made it so Leaf had no way to drop off the villagers in a way that they can be captured by that first axe armor guy.
Oh wait, I think I fucked up. Yeah, I done fucked up.
Then I somehow forget that dropping a villager costs a turn and just drop Leaf right into capture range, ending my first attempt. Needless to say, this was a very pathetic first attempt.
Oh my god, fuck. It was talk first. God damn it. Fuck. Yeah, we're cooked. Well, you know what time it is. I'm gonna get some water and probably a snack though. Oh, I don't think it repeats. Yes! Let's go. No, 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 no! Don't exit. Okay.
The beginning plays out in a similar manner, with the only difference being Lithis getting a couple of movement stars to open the villager doors early, putting us ahead of pace.
I can open the door next turn. Oh, shit! Let's fucking go! That was extremely lucky.
This time, we make sure to rescue drop Lara to the behind space so that Leaf has room to put the first villager in range to be captured.
Boom. And boom. That's one armor knight down.
Then we immediately recruit Dawson and rescue drop Leaf out of the way. I then realized recruiting Dawson this early was a big mistake. I thought Brighton and Dawson together could block off the armors, but I think I mischecked all of the armor's con stats earlier, because when I rechecked them, the Javelin armor rolled 12 con. So Brighton, with only 11 con, was now at risk of getting captured. I try to remedy the situation by putting a villager in the Lance guy's range, hoping they prioritize capturing the villager, but then for whatever reason, I blocked the path for the armor to do that with Dawson, as well as forget to drop Dawson's weapon. Luckily, the axe armor moves first to attack Brighton, making it so he could no longer be captured. And the axe armor goes for Brighton on the tile above Dawson, making it so Dawson could not be attacked from short range. So, needless to say, I got very lucky. Next turn, some door 2 villagers try to escape, but we grab them before we can. Then I start meticulously counting ranges to figure out exactly where to place the villagers so they can get captured.
You have 6 move. So if I put the villager here, you're gonna be right there?
I ultimately decide to place one of these villagers 3 spaces below Fergus. I then move everyone out of the way. I send Lithis down to the left side of the map to start stealing short lances and blocking off and distracting soldiers. If it seems like I go a long time without mentioning where Lithis is and what he's doing, just assume he's over to the left, stealing short lances and distracting soldiers. Unfortunately, the bow armor moves before the axe armor on enemy phase and blocks the tile to capture the villagers. Next turn, I actually have Lithis steal a vulnerary instead of the short lance, as I assume the green bandit unit will kill off that soldier on ally phase. I'm then back to meticulously counting the ranges.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I gotta put the villager here. Okay, so I can go against this wall. And then everyone's just gotta get behind Leaf. So what we're gonna do... We're We're gonna place the villager here.
On enemy phase, Lithus continues to do his job in distracting the soldiers. We also get our first javelin soldier closing in. Now, the javelin is a weapon with 12 weight, so we cannot steal it. So while they still can't capture Lithus, they are far more dangerous and will remain a threat for the entirety of the map. The only thing Lithus can do is try and stay in their range and distract them from moving towards everyone. The 2 axe armor guys capture the villagers, leaving only 2 armor knights left. The last villager remaining desperately tries to escape, and I actually make a really clever play of just leaving her there, as she's just barely still in the lance armor guy's range. Next turn, it's back to, you guessed it, checking enemy ranges and checking enemy con stats. In fact, the bulk of a lot of these turns are just going to be counting ranges and checking con stats. While this was really fun and interesting to do in the moment when playing the game, and kind of the coolest part of this chapter, I did find it gets a bit repetitive just watching it back, so I don't want to bore you guys. So if it seems like I'm skipping around a bit, assume that most of the planning that turn and most of what I'm skipping past was me checking ranges and con stats. Though, if it's a particularly interesting or relevant range count / con check / villager placement, I'll leave that in. I then moved Dawson and Brighton into position to block off the soldiers on the right side. Like the Lithus situation, this is also something I consistently do through most attempts, so if you find I go a long time on future attempts without mentioning Brighton or Dawson, just assume they're on the right side of the map distracting soldiers. At this point, the soldiers are really starting to flood in, with higher amounts of soldiers having javelins rather than short lances. Time is running out, and while Brighton and Dawson can block their paths, and while Lithus can distract some of them, it's only a matter of time before I get stuck between a rock and a hard place. One of the bow armors blocks the doorway, which is a huge problem. And while the lance armor and one of the mages takes the bait and goes for the capture, getting them out of the picture, one of the mages goes towards Kari, which is an even bigger problem as that mage rolled 7 con, so he can capture her next turn if I don't do something. Luckily, Lithus had just enough move to leave distraction duty and go steal the Thunder Toll, getting that guy out of the picture. I dropped the last villager in range for the lance armor guy to capture. I then have Leaf and Machia stand on the edges of the room to bait the bow guy to go into the room and attack them. That way, I can slip by him. As a result of moving Lithus up, the soldiers inch closer as well. And one thing I didn't consider is that while Dawson and Brighton block the right lane, they are also blocking the red units trying to escape. Not only that, but due to Brighton and Dawson blocking the escape, the axe armor decides to just not move. And he just so happens to be standing on the one spot the lance armor needed to go to capture that villager. This causes the lance armor to instead go to the room where Leaf and Machia are, and they are now in extreme danger of being captured next turn. After some thought, I decided to give Machia weapons. My thought process being that by carrying a weapon, the lance guy will choose to attack them at range, thus we avoid capture and we avoid doing damage to them. On the bright side, a lot of the enemy clutter is getting cleared up as more and more red units escape. The plan also works as the lance armor guy decides to attack Leaf from 2 range. Unfortunately, while Dawson does a good job distracting the soldiers, by leaving him down there by himself, the enemy units escaping just happen to move an exact way to block off Dawson from moving. Now, this is a rough situation, but there were a plethora of things I could have done here in retrospect. By continuing to have Leaf hold weapons, the Javelin soldiers and Armor Knight might have just continued to attack him at range. I also could have used a couple of characters as capture bait, and while Dawson was stuck temporarily, a lot of those units were moving out of the way to escape next turn. Plus, I still had Brighton and Lithus to potentially block off a path if necessary. And while Leaf was at low health, I had Vulnaries to heal. There were a bunch of different ways I probably could have got past this situation, but I just couldn't think of any of them at the time and decided to just give up. A shame really, I was really only 1 or 2 turns away from winning.
Let's checkmate. Fuck. Oh, that's GG. Yo! Did that really just happen? First try?
Because my failure last attempt could have been prevented by Leaf holding a weapon, I decided to have characters hold weapons more often for both this attempt and all future attempts. This decision would have major consequences, both positive and negative, down the road. But in the moment, this decision is what causes this attempt to be easily my worst and most embarrassing attempt. Lithis gets captured immediately, I have Lara steal the lockpick while she's still holding a weapon, and then Lara does damage. Yeah, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. The fatigue was definitely starting to show. She does damage. I forgot to trade away them. Yes! Fuck yeah. This attempt, I was very slow at the beginning, and soldier reinforcements were already starting to appear before I even opened the front door, already putting me way behind on time. The Dawson recruitment plays out the same way. This time, I made sure to remove Dawson's weapons and that Brighton couldn't be captured. I've dropped off the first 2 villagers and moved back with everyone. Only one of the armors takes the bait. The reason being is that the Lance Armor guy has 6 move, so he could have captured the villager on the right if he wanted, but he moved first and decided to capture the villager on the left. So now the Axe Armor guy can't capture any villagers. No real way I could have predicted this would happen, just bad luck I guess. What the Axe Armor guy as well as the other red units are doing is attacking this green bandit guy who's clogging up the lane. You may think this is a good thing at first, but no. This is a terrible situation. I have limited time before the entire screen gets clogged with soldiers, and I need these armor knights to go away to the escape points on the left and right side so I can get through. This green bandit guy is preventing that from happening. Again, not much I could have done about that. I just got really unlucky the green bandit unit guy decided to stick around. This wasn't a deal breaker in ruining this attempt, but I want to explain all of this now because this is something that happened a lot in future attempts. Nothing interesting happened next turn, I just moved everyone back, but the following turn, I trade Lithis a sword so that he'll be attacked at range and won't be captured, and I made sure all the units in his range had ranged weapons. This way, I could safely steal the mage's Thunder Tome. I placed one villager in front of Fergus and the other villager right here. I also made sure Lara is right behind Fergus, as once that villager is captured, the space above him would be open. This would cause the mage to be in range of Lithis so he can steal that mage's Thunder Tome the next turn. I cross my fingers and hope I thought of everything. What happens? Okay, that's fine. No problem. Okay, good. That's good. It's fine. Yes! 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 Everything worked perfectly. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is it. Oh. Holy fucking shit. The plan worked perfectly. The euphoria was unreal. It really felt like I was going to succeed this time. But with one problem dealt with, another arises, as Brighton and Dawson are boxed in yet again. But it's at this point I realized something crucial. It's just this guy. That's right. There was only one armor who is currently a threat at this point on the left side. This Axe Armor guy. Remember this, as this will be extremely important later. Anyway, I steal the Thunder Tome while Lithis is equipped with a weapon. This makes it so the mages are no longer threats, and the Axe Armor will attack Lithis from a distance. I then move everyone out of the way to open the lane for the red units to pass. The Axe Armor guy does indeed choose to attack Lithis from a distance, and all the red units without weapons or with captured villagers walk past Lithis, allowing Lithis to be in range to steal one of those short bows to get those pesky bow armors out of the way. Once again, the only threat on the left side is that hand axe armor guy. I decide to play some kind of cat and mouse game with this guy. Oh, it's one short. What if I put Lithis here? Oh, damn it. Well, I need to go over there anyway. Oh, right, well, I'm trying to reach that area.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to put Lithis here. And then just... find a way to deal with the situation.
I place Lithis in such a way that he baits the hand axe guy to go right instead of choosing to steal one of the short bows, which was a massive mistake. A lot of soldiers were also flooding in, so I was running very low on time. And while I did bait the hand axe armor guy to the other side, this wouldn't turn out to be as helpful as I thought it would be. And thanks to not stealing the short bow, Brighton and Dawson were still trapped. Next turn, I steal one of the short bows. One of the bow armor guys decides to attack Lithis from the left, and the other one heads to the left escape point to start to get out of the way. But thanks to me baiting the hand axe guy over to the right, he, along with this last short bow user, is still blocking the way. This is a major problem, as my units are in range to be captured by the short lance guys, and Lithis is blocked off so he cannot steal it. Plus, Brighton is now also in range to be captured. I attempt to use my units as capture bait to get the enemies to leave, but I do it very poorly and just end up trapping myself. Things just snowball from there, and while technically the way this attempt ended was forgetting to throw away Lithis' weapon when stealing short lances in a vain attempt to rescue Leaf, by the time Dawson was boxed in like that, I had lost. To be honest, for me being as exhausted as I was, despite a rocky beginning, this was a really solid attempt. A lot of my strategies and gambles paid off. My biggest mistake though was how I handled the hand axe armor guy. I should have as soon as possible utilized one of my units as capture bait to get him out of the way. Sure, it's not ideal, but even with one less unit, Chapter 5 would still be more than possible. With that hand axe armor out of the way, I would have easily had enough time to escape with everyone. And then my second biggest blunder was definitely not stealing that short bow immediately. But to be honest, that kind of goes along with not dealing with that hand axe armor immediately and instead trying to dance around the problem instead of facing it head on and accepting the loss of one unit. Anyway, at this point, I was 8 hours into the chapter, incredibly frustrated and tired. As much as I wanted to beat the chapter that night, I knew at this point I just had to call it quits.
But we're done. We're done. I need to refresh, need to get a good night's sleep, get refreshed. And then we'll try it again tomorrow. Wait, what's happening tomorrow? Fuck, is there anything? I don't think so. Alright, we'll try again tomorrow. If not, we'll try again Tuesday. I don't know. Alrighty. So, it's been 2 days, and I am completely refreshed. I got a really good amount of sleep, got about 9 hours. I made sure I ate, you know, I'm full. I drank a Red Bull to really get the energy flowing, played some Guitar Hero. So to amp myself up, I got some water here if I ever get thirsty or whatever. I am refreshed and ready to go. The big major thing we are changing is as soon as Lara opens this door, we are going to transfer her to Lithis and have Lithis run up and drop her here. This will allow Lara and Lithis to start stealing from the armors blocking the door a turn earlier, which will help a lot in saving on time. In just a general sense of playing the map, the main thing I wanted to focus on was keeping the lanes clean. If I have, for example, Brighton and Dawson blocking off soldier reinforcements in one lane, that is going to prevent enemies that either don't have weapons or have captured villagers from moving past them, thus creating situations where my units are either boxed in, or just situations where all the spaces are just flooded with red units, making the spaces my units can move very limited. With that, let's get into attempt 5. Yes! Well, look at that. Look at that. What do you know?
I start by transferring Lara to Lithis, move his full range of movement, and then place Lara in range of the lance armor. Now Lithis and Lara can start stealing a turn earlier than before, which helps a lot in saving time. Although one of the bandit green units attempts to steal away my lead by deciding to block the door.
No! No, you stupid green unit, goddamn mother... Okay. Steal, rescue. Transfer with Leaf. Door. Rescue, drop. Alright, steal the door key. Okay. Rescue. transfer. Wait. Open the door. Rescue drop. Move you up. Move you up. Okay, perfect.
And with that key trick shot, I'm able to get back on track. I decide to wait another turn before recruiting Dawson due to my units being in weird positions. I also trade a sword to Lithis, which, while that seemed like a small thing, will be extremely relevant later. Once again, these damn green bandit units try and rain on my parade by blocking the spot that I need to be on it in order to recruit Dawson. But it becomes clear that Dawson is fed up with their bullshit as well.
What? No! Yes! Yes! Yes!
After recruiting Dawson and rescuing Leaf out of the way, I drop the first villager. The lance armor takes the bait. Next turn, I have Karine holding a sword move back. I also put Lara to bait the archer armor to move back and attack her, which will isolate him from the other red units, thus helping in clearing up the clutter. And I drop the villagers so that they can start moving forward and leave the other two where they are. The reason being is they are already in range to be captured by the armors. While Karine is also in range, she has a sword, so the AI will prioritize capturing the villager over attacking her. I drop the other villager below Fergus so that the short lance guy will be taken out of the equation, and this frees up Lithis to make a very aggressive move.
I don't believe anyone is going to... I think it's going to work the same with the AI. Like, they're not going to go for her. They're not going to try a ranged weapon on her. Same applies for him. So if I put him here, if I put him right here, these guys are going to prioritize going this way. That's my best guess. That's what we're going to go with. Let's see if that holds true. So put Lithis here. Keep him holding a weapon. Wait. Oh my god.
With that epic movement star, since Lithis is already over there, I have him invalidate one of the shortbow guys. Then I cross my fingers and hope it all works.
I am on the edge of my seat. Okay, good. Get the fuck away. Yes! Wait, oh, no. Yes! 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 Okay, whatever.
So, admittedly, I forgot that Lara is in range of 2 enemies.
No! Ah! 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 I was not resetting. If Lara died there, fuck it. She's fucking dead. Oh my god. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god.
To be honest though, if I could do that turn again, I'd probably still put Lara there. They have such a low chance of hitting her, and this helps tremendously in isolating the red units, thus clearing up the clutter. Plus, as Past Me said, she's not mandatory for Chapter 5, so if she died, it's no big deal. Anyway, that turn was freaking epic. Everything worked out all according to plan. Now, I was in an excellent position to win. Next turn, I have Lithis steal a Thunder Tome, and I make sure the lanes are open. And with that, the vast majority of the threats were nullified, and all the red units were moving to the left and right escape staircases. I started to get really hyped.
Am I really gonna do this first try? This is my first attempt at this. I'm actually going to open up the lane because, number one, it'll get these guys to like move away. And number two, we can get the final villager to come to that guy.
Unfortunately, things don't go quite as planned, as the mage decides to capture the villager instead of the lance armor knights. But it's not all bad, as that dang green bandit unit blocking the way was finally killed. But then, the other mage moves in such a way that I'm blocked off. Luckily, since one mage doesn't have the weapon and the other mage has a villager rescued, all I have to do is move out of the way. Super simple. But then, I don't know what demon possessed me. For some reason, I get greedy and decide now is the perfect time to snag some more vulnaries.
I really need as many vulnaries as I can get in chapter 5. All right, greed's gonna be my undoing, maybe. Okay, put leaf here. Yeah, put leaf here. Okay. End turn. Let's hope I.
And what do you know? I forgot to drop Lithis' weapon, and then this happens.
Watch that, soldiers. Wait! No!
Alright, so besides obviously that move right there, I don't want to toot my horn too much, but that was an incredible run. The efficiency in which I got the villagers captured, the meticulousness of keeping the lanes clean, and the speed in which I dealt with anything that could be a threat was amazing. This attempt was one of the most fun attempts to play and to watch, as I definitely took a lot of big risks that kept me on the edge of my seat. But they were calculated risks, and for the most part, they paid off. The only reason I lost was because I got greedy and very careless at the end, but it was an honest mistake, a misclick if you will. Even past me wasn't really too upset about it.
You know what though, that was actually kind of funny.
Still, to be safe, I made a new mandate.
Pin, yes. Pin at the top. Do not give Lithis a weapon, ever. Which is, yes!
So at the very beginning, I somehow forget to steal the short lance from the right armor that blocks the path opening a top door, causing Fergus to be captured. The Dawson recruitment goes mostly the same as last time, albeit with less hilarious Green Bandit antics. And I drop my first villager right here. Then I rescue Leaf with Dawson. The armor takes the bait. And then, rescuing Leaf turned out to be a huge mistake, as it puts Dawson in danger of dying.
No! Dodge! Yes! Yes!
I make my next villager drop here, and leave the other two, as they will already be in range of the red unit's next turn. I also, while making sure Lithis was out of range of the armors, make a pretty important short lance steal here, as this guy was closing in on Karin. I then do my next villager drop right here. Unfortunately, the armor who already captured a villager blocks the door, which completely ruined my plan. All the threatening red units also move right, overcrowding the lane, which is not good. All I can really do next player phase is steal a Thundertome. Luckily, that armor with a villager moves out of the way, allowing the armor next to him to capture a villager, which has me hopeful that the lane will be unplugged soon. Also, Lara almost dies. Again. I move up with Lithis and steal another short lance, putting him closer in range to steal that short bow next turn and get Dawson out of there. I decide to thread the needle and keep Karin out of range. While it felt pretty epic, in retrospect, it probably would have been smarter to put Karin in short bow range so they'd move away from Dawson. On enemy phase, the soldier guy on the right side was closing in, but luckily he captures the villager, invalidating him, getting him out of the way, right? I certainly thought so, stealing his vulnerary, but there were a couple of key details I missed. For one, Dawson was blocking his way. Earlier, I moved Dawson left 1 because Lithis needed to steal the short lance from that front soldier to protect Karin, and by moving Dawson left, the shortbow guys would move left, and then Lithis would be able to steal them next turn. This blocks the soldier who rescued the villager from moving. Since his path is blocked, he will attack. And since he does 0 damage to Dawson, he'll attack Lara. Now, he can't capture her, so no big deal, right? Except...
Oh wait, well I guess that makes... Oh my god. Yep, forgot to drop the weapon. Again. This run was pretty rough around the edges. I made a lot of mistakes and just very questionable and careless moves. I also got the lanes clogged and took way too much time throughout the whole attempt, allowing the soldiers to really flood in and put me in a bad spot. While I was able to recover and actually get pretty close to winning, another careless mistake was my undoing. Well, you know what? This was not the greatest run in the first place. This run, I'll be honest, I have no idea what past me was thinking. I wanted Dhalsim to capture a villager as an enemy unit. Now, the reason why I try and do this becomes a lot clearer on a future attempt, so I'll bring it up there. But on this attempt, the way I go about doing this makes what I'm even trying to achieve so unclear. So yeah, this massively fails. And I once again forget to drop a weapon when a unit is in the path of an enemy unit that captured another unit. No! 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 Very embarrassing attempt. Probably not the worst. That would still go to attempt 3, but yeah, this attempt sucked. Okay, here we go. This time, I really put some effort into planning out the perfect first few turns. I knew if I could save even one extra turn, I'd have this chapter in the bag. Steal. Rescue with Lithis. The door key to Leif. Leif, just move one space to the left. Then, Brighton, open the door. And Fergus, for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rescue drop right here. There we go. Bazinga. 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 We figured it out. Alright, let's do the beginning right. Lithis needs to go right here. Leif, go right on this spot right here. Okay. Brighton, move the full range of your movement. Full range of your movement. Full range of your movement. Okay, here we go. So. Steal. Door key. Boom. Alright. Now. Trade the door key to Leif. And the Vulnerary as well. As well. Okay. Rescue Lara. Move him one space to the left. Just one. Rescue drop Brighton. And open the door with Brighton. I got the name wrong. I once again do not steal the guy on the right shortlands, but this time it was on purpose. Every single unit was occupied transferring the villagers over to Leif, so I needed Lithis to rescue Lara when she opened the top door. Lara gets captured if she isn't rescued. It took everyone's effort, but the plan worked, and I was able to save one turn when compared to my previous attempts. So I was already aware that the right shortlands guy would go and capture one of my units, but this time I knew they'd be freed almost immediately, thanks to the positioning of all the green bandit units. The turn leading up to Dhalsim's recruitment went normally. No soldier reinforcements had appeared yet, so I knew I was super ahead on pace. But one thing that happened that was really weird is those two mages decided to just stay up there. I had no idea why, but I mean, that's fine, I guess. That actually makes things easier. Less enemies to crowd the lanes, then they're isolating themselves, I guess, but weird. Next turn, I drop Dhalsim's weapon and rescue Leif. Then rescue drop Leif with Lithis. Then place the first Civ next to Lithis, which both serves as first bait, as well as prevents Lithis from getting captured. The Lance Armor takes the bait. Once again, the mages choose not to help out their fellow brethren, and decide to just stand up there menacingly.
Next turn, my first villager drop of the turn is right here, and my second one is right here. I put Dulcin and Lithis in position to be prepared to block the soldier reinforcements from the left.
You can shove that movement star right up your ass.
Which was perfect timing. Looks like they finally decided to show up. Axe Armor guy takes bait number 1, other Axe Armor guy takes bait number 2. Next turn, Brighton moves into position to block the soldier from the right, as well as move out of the armor's capture range. For once, those green bandit units are actually helpful. This guy was clearly pissed at Dulcin for what happened last time, and is taking his anger out on this soldier. I highly appreciate it.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's not ideal. Oh, get fucking wrecked!
It seems I miscalculated and moved Brighton too far down. Now he's boxed in. This time, though, I decide to use this to my advantage. See, losing Brighton is not a loss condition. So instead of desperately trying to get him back using overcomplicated tactics like I might have done on a previous attempt, I decide to just accept he's not going to make it. And I see if I can get him to get any of those armor units to follow him before he dies. I then steal the short bow with Lithis. I then start moving everybody up. Almost all of the major threats have been dealt with, and I knew it would be time to make a break for it soon. Next enemy phase, the armors start to inch closer and closer to their exit. In fact, the only threats left were that bow armor guy, the javelin guy, and those mages. The Brighton distraction plan was a success, and the bow armor guy runs towards Brighton. Brighton gets an epic dodge and lives to distract for another turn. And then, the javelin guy takes himself out of the picture by capturing one of the villagers that were just hanging around. And finally, the kind and respectful mages that waited for the chaos to be over head down towards us. We steal one of the mage's thunder tomes, leaving only one mage left between us and victory. Finally, after 22 hours of RNG pain and solving the world's most complex jigsaw puzzle ever, we were finally going to beat this chapter. And damn, what a way to end it. This run was near perfection. I didn't take any big and daring risks, but the moves I made were clean. I did the beginning turns extremely quick. I efficiently got all the villagers captured. I played aggressive and stole weapons with Lithis whenever I had the opportunity, but I didn't take any super crazy risks. And best of all, I clearly learned a lot from my previous attempts, which all shows on that final move with Brighton. Instead of deciding to come up with some crazy scheme to rescue Brighton, I accept he won't be able to make it, and instead try to see if I can use him to help everyone else escape. And that worked like a charm. I'm proud of Past Me. I mean, look how confidently Past Me explains how exactly this final relevant enemy phase of the map will go.
He's gonna attack her at long range because she has a weapon. He's gonna attack her at long range. You can't capture him. You can't capture him. Has a weapon, will attack at a long range. Has a weapon, will attack at a long range, but you can't capture him anyway. Can't capture him, and can't capture him. So we're good. There's no possible way something could go wrong. Brighton, absolute fucking legend. Yo, what if Brighton actually survives this? Dude, you are a fucking saint, man. You helped us so much. What? What? I'm done. What the fuck? I'm done. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. Why? He could have just attacked me from here. Oh my god. I'm in like a state of shock. I can't fucking believe that just happened. Like, am I crazy? Like, this is like, like they knew I was doing this wrong. He was like, he was like, I know what you're doing. You will do damage to someone. I'm not crazy, right? He could have attacked from here, right? He was right here. Or like here, or anywhere. All right, it's time to accept reality. And yeah, we're done. I'm off Thursday. We'll try again Thursday. I'm sorry about Theon. I really wanted to beat this chapter, but yeah, I just said no. I was gonna make myself a pie to celebrate. Yeah, I'll see you on Thursday. This was emotionally devastating. At this point, I just wanted to give up. What was the point of any of this? Was I really even having fun? Hours upon hours of slamming my head against a brick wall in a game I admittedly am probably the least skilled in when compared to the rest of the Fire Emblem series. All this work just to get some meaningless pixels on a screen to do something that they weren't designed to do? Who cares? And even if I succeed, then what? Maybe one or two people see this, they get slight entertainment from it? Well, it's cool that even that person was entertained. It's just not worth it. I think it's time to finally close this chapter. Do something more productive. No. No. It's not about whoever watched this, or how I could be spending my time better. This was a test of will. Something that I needed to prove to myself. I couldn't let the game win. I refused to let myself give up. So, on Thursday, I steeled myself and began the stream. But, well, you'll probably be able to tell very quickly that I was not in a good mood. Alright, what's up guys? I decided to switch it up. We're gonna listen to some Mega Man music instead of some Fire Emblem, just cause, I don't know, I got Mega Man on the mind for some reason. But, anyway, how fitting it is that this chapter takes place in a prison, cause I am definitely in a prison right now of my own making in terms of beating this chapter. I'm gonna be 100% real with you guys. When that mage did that last time, it almost broke me. Like, I was in such utter disbelief when that happened. Like, you don't understand. Since I've started playing Fire Emblem, you know, since when I started the series, when I played Awakening, you know, my first Fire Emblem game. The very, very first thing they teach you, because there are mages in the tutorial chapter. In fact, there's a mage in the very, 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 very first, like, premonition. And what do mages do? When you have a 1-range weapon, and a mage has the ability to attack you from 2 range, what do? What do? They attack you from a distance, so they don't get hit themselves. Now, I spoke it over with Baltheon. I think what happened is the mage had a crit chance on Lara, so he attempted to capture her. And, which is crazy. They have such a low chance of capturing her. And so that's why that happened, but yeah, I know I went on this whole spiel on how, like, I don't believe in save states and all that, but I was extremely, extremely close to just being like, you know what, screw it, I proved that I could do the chapter, just move on. But no, we're not gonna let the game win. That mage must pay for what he did in the most non-violent way possible. I'm going to steal that Thunder Tome from him so hard that he will never, ever, 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 whenever it's raining outside, he will never go outside again. He will be scarred for life. So the plan is I'm going to try to replicate the exact same strategy I used last time, because it worked. It was just the stupid thing at the end. Hopefully things turn out pretty much the same way. The only major change I'm making is being more willing to use my own units to serve as capture bait in tough situations. With that, let's get on to attempt 9. Just gonna kind of chill, listen to some music, and wait for that con level up, and we can get started. Sure, Baltheon will be getting on in a couple minutes. If not, then, no worries. I don't want to... Alright, there we go. Look at that. I do the exact same thing as attempt 6, but this time I successfully have Dhalsim capture the villager. And this time, I can see what past me is thinking. I wanted to get a second non-Dhalsim armor out of the picture, and I placed 2 villagers, so no matter what villager Dhalsim captured, Lance Armor guy would capture the other one. While this time I see the intent more clearly, this strategy is extremely risky and not worth it at all. The reason being is Dhalsim gets sandwiched between 2 armor knights, making it so I cannot recruit him. Alright, now wait, hold on. Now this is the, Oh, god damn it. I can't talk to Dhalsim yet. Fuck. And since the armors move in a group, the only way to recruit him with this strategy would be to just try and guess which way the armors will go. And if you guess wrong, like what happened on this attempt, it's all over. Oh. Maybe? Oh, god damn it! Fuck! Yep. Yeah, Dhalsim. So this attempt actually starts with Lara getting a movement star. This is huge, as it allows me to get a good head start. Now, to take advantage of that movement star and open Leaf's door early, I had no way to move Lara in range to open the door while also not getting captured. But then, I realized she does 0 damage to the lance armor. While not ideal, this is technically allowed under the rules of the run, and considering how much I just wanted this chapter to be over, I allowed it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look at that, 0 damage. Look at that, 0 damage. Absolute thing of beauty. After opening Leaf's door, I mess up on a transfer chain. As had I utilized Leaf as part of the chain as well, I could drop her so that she'd have just enough movement to open the left villager door super early as well. Despite this, I still completed the beginning section at the same pace of attempt 7, so this attempt was off to a great start. From there, opening the top door and recruiting Dhalsim plays out in a similar vein of attempts 4 through 7, except now I was blessed with misfortune, as that green bandit guy wanted a rematch. Dhalsim can't back down from a challenge though, so he goes to attack the green bandit guy. And by killing the green bandit, he once again gets himself wedged between a bunch of armors, putting him in the same situation as last attempt, though this time through no fault of my own. Not to mention, the other green bandit unit also goes to clog up the lane. Things are not looking great, but I do not falter. I dropped the first 2 villagers, this time making sure that Dhalsim was one of the armors that gets baited, as that allowed me to control where he moves. Put him right here. Good. Good. The bait works perfectly, and I am able to successfully recruit Dhalsim. And since Dhalsim was already holding a sieve, he's able to drop them off right here. Arine drops her sieve here, and Fervigus drops his here, so that the sieve can start moving forward and be in range of the armors next turn. The bait works for the most part, as a majority of the major threats are now out of the picture, with some villagers left over to bait out whatever else threatens me. This is immediately useful, as one went into the range of the soldier approaching from the right, and I used Lithis to steal the short lance of the other guy, taking them both out at once. I also realized the right side is pretty danger-free, so I moved Dhalsim to the left to assist Lithis. Brighton is in a bit of trouble as he rescued Leaf, who is weighing him down, and he cannot get out of capture range of one of the armors. To remedy this, I trade Brighton a weapon. This causes the Axe Armor Guide to instead prioritize attacking the annoying green unit still blocking the way. And speaking of that green bandit unit, the other armors are finally able to kill him off. Thank Naga.
I also put Fergus against the wall to get the mage to attack him, which gives me more space to work with in the lanes. Nothing substantial happens the next player phase, but on enemy phase, I expect that lance armor to capture the villager in the doorway, but the frickin' bow armor guy just happened to move first and move directly in front of the doorway, which is now a huge problem.
That is so annoying. One of them are gonna get captured. You know what? That's fine, whatever. Fuck it. Let one of them get captured.
At this point, I am just desperate to finish this chapter, so I decided to just go all in and put Machia and Fergus directly in range to be used as capture bait. I also move Lithis to finally get my ultimate revenge on the mage. Then I rescue him with Dawson and rescue drop him with Brighton to get him out of the lance armor's range. With Machia, Fergus, and the villager all in capture range, surely this would nullify the remaining threats. I was running out of time, so I crossed my fingers and prayed that this would work.
Oh geez, the soldiers are coming. They're coming, man. I don't like this situation at all. This is bad, actually. They're starting to crowd the door.
So, for whatever reason, this time the bow guy does not move first, and since he blocks the door, this causes the axe armor to instead just attack Machia at a distance, which was not ideal at all.
Okay, good. Good.
At the very least, the lance guy took the bait. Next turn, I make a wall that consisted of Brighton, Dawson, and Lithis, with Lithis at the top so he can steal the short bow. I also get Leaf and Karin into position to start booking it. On enemy phase, because the lance armor decided to not move first, and the soldier can't reach any of my units, he gets as close as he can, which is right behind that lance armor. The axe armor also moves before the lance armor, thus deciding to attack at range instead of capture. With the soldier, the axe armor, and the bow armor, they are still able to box me in. Needless to say, I was not pleased.
Wait, hold on. Oh my god, dude.
Things were really coming down to the wire. This last player phase would make or break this run. In one last-ditch effort to get those armors to move, I place Karin in capture bait range.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Don't want to put her in that soldier's range, though. You'll see why.
Now the real question is, where do we put Leaf?
Now, get this guy to go for Leif. And if I put Leif here, he won't. This guy won't attack Leif. This guy will. This guy's out of range. So I gotta put Leif right here.
After that, we move Machia and Fergus out of range, then we move our Lithis, Brighton, Dawson wall back, and my plan with Leaf works. As predicted, the axe armor prioritizes capturing Karin, and the shortbow user gets baited to attack Leaf as well, although now the two armors are blocking the path forward, which is a problem. Next turn, I bolt with Leaf. That's one game over condition unit, safe and sound. I move Machia and Fergus a little closer, getting them ready to bolt. I have Dawson take all the vulneraries Lithis is holding, as since he and Brighton are going to be tanking the soldiers, they should be holding all the heals. Then I steal the soldier's short lance, which makes him run away, and have Brighton and Dawson block the soldiers. Next enemy phase plays out.
Okay. You'll see. Okay.
Hilariously, a healer blocks the path. That's a last-ditch effort to stop me.
Dude, are those healers really gonna be like that? Just annoying. Wait. This healer is gonna block the escape point. Holy fucking shit. Okay, hold on. I have to be No, look what he did. And I can't capture them. Oh wait, I can steal their heal staffs though. So here's what I'm thinking. Don't escape. Wait. So put Lithis here. Put Brighton, put him here. And then, and yeah, then he can't get Machua. Okay, yeah. What? Look, I'll show you. But Jupe? Jupe. And Bazinga. Because this guy can't capture Fergus. And in fact, I can even just go like this. 13 attack minus 5, 8. Alright. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll fuck it. We'll heal. We'll use one heal. Fuck it. What do you mean? Okay. I'm so scared, dude. I'm so scared something is gonna go wrong. I just feel it in my soul that something is gonna go wrong. Look at that! Look at fucking that! It crit! Thank God I healed. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God. What? Yeah, fuck you. Stupid fucking critting piece of... Dude, could you imagine if that crit and then they ran past and just, like, captured everybody? I healed. That's why I healed. So now the archer guy cannot kill her. Oh, wait. Fuck, dodge! Oh my... I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. Oh my God, dude. Oh my fucking God. Alright, run! Get out! Get the fuck out! Run! Let's just get the fuck out of here right now. Dude, can you imagine if that soldier crit and then got past us? With that, it's a wrap. I escape with everyone. Go. Get out. Damn shameful. I agree. Could not agree more, my friend. Loser. Stay behind with Lithis to get a few extra vulnaries. Check Lithis' fatigue to make sure it's not too high. And finally, after 25 hours of hardship, we finally beat the chapter. Escape? Yeah, you think this is funny? Fuck you! Woo! We did it! How did your operations go here? I'll tell you how your operations go here. You fucking pissed me off! Get off my screen! Get out of here! Woo! So, is it possible to beat Chapter 4 of Thracia 776 without doing any damage? Yes. Yes, it is. And while that experience had its low lows, this was overall such an amazing experience. Chapter 4 of Thracia is already one of my favorite chapters in the series, and playing it this way made me look at the game in a whole new light. I really had to take advantage of all of Thracia's unique mechanics and use them to my fullest advantage. It was such a fascinating and different way to play the chapter, and just the fact that this is possible is freaking awesome.
With that being said, I wasn't joking when I said this took 25 hours. Not like, oh, it took all day. No, legitimately, it took 25 full hours to do all of this. Granted, 6 of those hours were just the chapter 3 thing, but the other 19 hours were of just this one chapter. 8 hours on the first session, 8 hours on the second session, and 3 hours on the last session. So, if you thought this video was long, keep in mind this is an extremely truncated and abridged version of what I went through. And with that being said, this video took an extremely long time to make going through all that footage. More time than I would like to admit. I know this video probably isn't going to do too well when compared to my other content, but if you happen to be like the 1 to 2 people who actually watched it to the end, I cannot thank you enough. And hey, if you were entertained in any way, consider liking or subscribing. I would highly appreciate it. Anyway, we're not done yet. I proved it. Alright, so Balthion, believe it or not, this chapter might be worse than everything we've gone through so far. As Past Me said, the worst may have been yet to come. Is chapter 5 possible to beat without dealing damage? I guess we'll find out together. See y'all then. Once we beat this chapter, we're home free. And yeah, I'm gonna make some chicken pot pie. Probably do some chores around the house. And yeah, peace out.